welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side, the show that lets anyone come in our sweaty box. So, Ashley...
TMI.
Stay with us, stay with us. So Ashley, Becky, Dina and Luke A are going to be facing the public vote this week. How do you think they're taking it? Well, I'm guessing that Luke A and Dina are having a calm convo in the garden about being themselves. Becky is absolutely fuming. And Dina doesn't know... Ashley doesn't know what the fuck she's done wrong. Do you know what I mean? Right, watch this. It's pretty unbelievable who is sitting with who.
Adam, would you lick Connor's arsehole for a cigarette?
Oh. 1 cigarette? No.
2 cigarettes?
But it's shaven. It's not hair, it's shaven.
How many cigarettes would you want to lick his arsehole?
Once I said that, not for one.
You were like, not for one. How many would you do it for?
I would not lick Connor's asshole at all.
For 20.
No.
20 cigarettes right now.
No.
All you have to do is just go...
And then I would give you an extra 20 on top just for the feeling of it.
That's called prostitution.
Would you?
You would.
No, I would. I would not.
You would.
Would not.
For 40 cigarettes.
Lick Connor's asshole?
Yeah, just
would
one.
That would
just one
put
little
me
stroke.
like. That would put me.
For that I would. Yeah.
No.
40 cigarettes. Yeah.
Well, that's all right then. So you would lick Luke's ass, yeah?
Connor integrating with the outsiders. And talk about TMI to me. What about that? That was graphic. Right, so that's how they're reacting after the nominations reveal. But what have they been up to this week? Here to explain what is really going on within the bungalow is Dr. Pam Spur. Hello, Pam.
Hello,
nice
gorgeous.
to see you again. So, what have you noticed this week?
This is the perfect time in the series to talk about LTR. That's long-term resilience.
Okay.
The special forces look for this when they're putting people in a dangerous situation with lots of stresses and strains over a long period. Now, I think this week we should look at Sarah because she's
Sarah?
Well, she's been demonstrating good levels of LTR until this point, and she'd be dead pleased to know that just like the Queen, she's so much like the Queen, who also has LTR. So what's happened in the last week, though, is we've seen it crumble, and this is the critical phase, 6 to 7 weeks in, where even if you've started well, you can start showing the signs, and it's Caroline she had a run-in with, it was Dina she had a run-in with, Becky she had a run-in with.
Why do you think it's starting to happen now?
Because this is the point where if you don't have true LTR, and and she's kept it, she's kept her nose clean. And I think that's due to a lot of the sort of personality traits she has.
Okay.
But she's kept her nose clean until this point. And at some point, all that you've been bottling up and keeping calm, it has to come out.
Okay. Shall we have a look at her and Becky in action?
Yes.
Let's have a look.
Literally, you might only have 2 days left and I might only have like a week left. I'm not bloody sitting here falling out with my friends.
I don't want to follow with you, that's why I want to speak to you.
I walked away, sorry.
Becky, I don't want to follow with you. If I didn't want to follow with you, I wouldn't speak to you again.
Like Dina and Caroline and stuff, and I was just like,
yeah, no, that's fine. Just like, I understand that.
Don't say it, like, just don't bring it up in front of people like that, because it's just cringe-worthy.
I just said, Becky, all I said to you was, are you annoyed at me? That was it.
And you was just like, that's why I was a bit upset, and...
I wasn't upset.
I wasn't... Yeah, you just said that, but that's why I'm a bit upset with you, because you seemed angry
I thought,
with me.
yeah, you did see how angry at me.
So what do you make of that, Pam?
Well, it's a classic symptom of your LTR crumbling, because normally she'd have great judgment and she wouldn't tackle Becky like that, because everyone in the house knows Becky does not like it when you come up to her and try and have a conversation about an issue.
So that's not Sarah sticking up for herself?
No, that is just about not picking her battle wisely, and just her judgment is a bit lacking at this point. Before, I think of it a few weeks ago, she might have tried tackling Becky, see that she can't get anywhere with Becky, and left it.
But she kept...
She kept at it.
She kept on it.
Exactly.
So how do you tackle someone like Becky, then? If she doesn't want to...
Well, with Becky, you always have, with something like that, you have to catch her when she's on a high. So if she's just had a lot of fun with something, that's the point to say, oh, God, it's great when you're like this, but, really we need to sort of backtrack and can we talk about what happened the other day? So you always have to catch her on a high.
So do you think the housemates are seeing Sarah in a different light now?
Oh, so much in a different light. I mean, look at Luke S., Connor, and Becky the other day were saying she's so gullible. She's been like sucked into the, you know, the outsiders group. And of course, the outsiders. There, she said to Adam how she trusts the outsiders. She goes up and squeezes, you know, Luke A.'s cheeks, showing that she really wants to be part of the group. So everyone is seeing her in this different light.
Yeah, she still seems to float quite well, though, doesn't she?
She
between
floats
the groups.
quite well, but this time the emphasis has gone towards the outsiders. And Scott, of course, they had their moment last night where they were, you know, saying, wouldn't it be nice if each other won? Lovely moment.
So where else have you seen people's tolerance levels tested and pushed?
Well, when you look at people like, say, Luke A., Adam, Luke S., Connor, in a sense, they've all had good levels of LTR. The box task last night, though, that was the real test of their LTR. And amazingly, of course, Dina just showed she pulled it out of the bag too. And again, she's been one of these ones who's been able to cope quite well with all the stresses and strains and not have major bust-ups very frequently.
Was that more a test of egos, though? Because it was very much like a bit of a standoff, wasn't it? It's like, I ain't moving, I am not moving.
What it was symbolic of the outsiders and the insiders.
It was a real cockfight. Sorry,
it is,
but it was.
It is. It was a very big cockfight, wasn't it? And so what we saw with them was that Luke S., Luke A. standing off, Luke A.'s concentration. He was determined not to go before Luke S. Then, of course, we had with Adam and Connor, you know, that altercation.
Yeah.
But the thing is about Luke A., when you looked at his facial expression, there was no way he was going to give up. And Luke S. realized that. The thing is, I think Luke S. felt he had the upper hand anyway, and so he was quite happy to go before Luke A.
OK. We saw Adam and Connor have a heated conversation during the task. Let's take a look at it.
The people that you choose to hang around with and your actions shows that you don't care about anybody else but you, and that's it.
So you're saying because I was Caroline's friend that I don't care about what everybody else thinks?
Yeah, obviously.
Right. So Scott was Caroline's friend, so he was pissed off. So you think he doesn't care?
Yeah, he didn't know though.
Yeah, I don't know. But he reacted differently.
Yeah, he did react differently. He reacted angry and upset.
Yeah, because he takes life too seriously. I don't take life too seriously. We're on a fucking studio on a TV show, and it's a fucking chance of a lifetime, and I do not give a fuck what happens on this show. I'm not worried about people's feelings in here.
So what do you make of that?
Well, what we see is, of course, it's two alpha males posturing. They want to sort of see each other out through both their words and their body language. But notice whose feet were doing the flight or fight business. It was Connor's feet. He was like tapping, do I go, do I stay? So he was actually feeling more insecure in that issue. And also, if you saw Adam, he was very erect. Although he was crossing his arms in a very defensive gesture, he was still standing very tall, trying to absolutely dominate Connor, who was getting more and more upset by it. So in a sense, Adam kind of won out on that alpha male battle.
We saw Connor there mention that this is a set and this is a game show. So is the game playing becoming more evident this week?
Certainly, everybody goes in there with a game plan. It's a fallacy that a game plan has to be negative. And what we've seen this week is two types of game plans come to the fore. There's the ego power game plan, which is a dominant plan where you very much think about yourself, and that's kind of Connor. A lot of his behavior, like after Chocolate Gate, you know, laughing at everybody's faces. So that in that way, your plan is to kind of dominate your way through the house. And on the other hand, we have the ego enhancement type of game plan, and that's Scott. And a lot of that has to do with Scott's personality. I call him like the chocolate box effect, because he's got, you open the lid, he's got a characteristic for everybody, which is why he's always kind of
So he adapts.
He does, and he sailed below
everyone.
the sort of nominations level for so long because he doesn't annoy people enough. But he's got the playful side, which, say, Becky loves. He's got the assertive side where people admire the fact that he can tell, like, he'd tell Caroline off about something, he'd tell Becky off about something. And he's also got that very smart side where, with the political speech, he could have had the cult of Scott. They were hanging on every word of his. You know, I would have joined the cult.
OK, Pam, I'm so sorry we've run out of time. Dr. Pam Spur, everyone. Right, speaking of enlightenment, Jamie, are you there? Jay?
I am.
Jamie, I love that.
Do you like that?
The gentlemen that did these caricatures of us are fabulous, aren't they?
I know, they're lovely. Look at yours. Not being funny, but you've had some work done.
I know. They're lifted and much bigger.
Your hair. Yeah, thank you very much for those. First up, thank you to Sean Smith. Yeah, thank you to Sean Smith for those brilliant caricatures. Right, you guys are loving a bit of time on the phone with me, it seems, and apparently there are some people on the lines right now. Is that correct?
Yeah, they sure are.
Good. OK, who's up?
We've got...
Stop laughing.
We've got Sharon from Chippenham.
Hello, Sharon from Chippenham. How are you?
Hello, Jamie. Well, actually, I'm absolutely furious.
Not with... What, with me?
No, not with you. It's actually a story about my friend's dog, Bella, and she's a huge fan of Big Brother. She watches the show every night, sitting in her doggy pushchair. I mean, that pushchair is the canine equivalent of the diary room chair in her eyes.
Sorry, whoa, let me just stop you there.
Yes.
You're phoning up about your friend's dog?
Yes.
OK.
Who watches Big Brother in her pushchair. Have you got a photo of her?
Do we have a photo? Yes, we've got a photo, apparently.
OK, yes.
Can we see
Anyway, yesterday, some...
Hang on, is that the dog in the pushchair?
Yes, there she is. That's Bella.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, yesterday, some moron stole her pushchair from the driveway. I mean, as you can imagine, Bella is absolutely devastated. And I just want that lowlife who took her pushchair to give it back to her.
Yeah, well, if you're out there and you've nicked that pushchair and it smells a bit doggy, you've stolen Bella's pushchair. Give the pushchair back. Do let us know if you get your pushchair back. And if anyone wants to donate a pushchair, I'm sure we can put them in touch. Thank you very much for your call. Let's move on, shall we? Who have we got?
We've got Joan from Preston.
Joan from Preston. Have you got an animal without a pushchair?
No, I haven't, Jamie.
Good. What would you like to talk about?
Luke A, please.
OK, go for your life.
Right. Well, you might not like it, but I don't like Luke A.
I don't mind it. I don't mind which housemate anybody likes or doesn't like. Why don't you like Luke A?
Right, thank you. Well, I think he's a smug, look at me, sneaky, poison-mouthed bore.
Why?
He's got no sense of humour whatsoever, and he's a very bad loser. And if I started saying why, I would be on too long, Jamie.
OK.
But if people have been watching the show, they must surely realise what he is.
Do you think he's in a spot of danger this week, then?
Definitely. And please, everybody, don't vote the girls out.
Well,
they're all 10 times more genuine than he'll ever be.
There are always we always get a mixed response for all housemates in the house. Thank you very much for your call, though. Who else have we got now? Don't laugh.
Don't stop me. Oh God.
Another facelift.
Carrie.
Sorry.
It's Carrie from Dudley.
Don't know what's so funny about you, Carrie from Dudley. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, and there's nothing funny about me.
Yeah. How disrespectful are you? What are you laughing at?
How nasty is she?
She's not nasty. She's. I tell you.
Oh, you're joking,
no, I'm not
Kate.
hanging this out. I must confess, she's laughing about a very crude joke I made before we came on air. That's what she's laughing about, aren't you? It was to do with vagina. It was disgusting. Carry on.
Oh, please, get Ashley or Becky out, please, Jamie.
I don't have those powers.
Why not?
Unfortunately. Well, you know, they try and stem my flow. You know what I'm saying? But Karen, why Ashley and Becky?
Oh, because I just don't like him.
Any particular reason?
Oh, I can't say on air, but you can get the gist. Can't really say what I want to say. I've been told no swearing, no this, no that, so I can't tell you. Sorry.
You can say what you fucking want, but unfortunately we've run out of
Don't
time.
you
That's all
swear
the
at
calls
me,
we've got time
Jamie.
for. Cut her off quick! I think we've all learnt something from tonight, haven't we, guys? Number one, don't steal pushchairs from dogs, I think. I might need to take a moment to take it all in. Whilst I'm doing that, check out what happened when I tested Caroline's knowledge of Scott. She ordered enough chocolate to put Willy Wonka to shame and braved a spinning roundabout in excess of 1 mile per hour, all with a towel wrapped permanently around her head. But they all pale into nothingness when compared with, concentrate, housemate or best mate. Caroline has chosen Scott as her favourite housemate.
I don't know why.
Should she answer our questions about Scott correctly, she gets to leave with her head held high. If she fails, then she faces the horror of a pie in the face.
Oh my God.
This week's pie features something Caroline isn't overly fond of.
Is it fish eyes?
It's fish eyes.
Are you joking? Oh my... Oh!